Good morning. Welcome everyone to Book Date with You session, episode 59. So today we are going to talk about one book, Voice of Food Revolutions by John Robbins and Ocean Robbins.
Yes, this is the book that I voted in 2021 as the most earth-shattering book that I read last year. I don't know whether Gideon, you still remember or not.
Yes.
We voted this book. So first of all, let me introduce who is John Robbins and also Ocean Robbins to you first. I believe every one of you know about Baskin Robbins ice cream, right? So John Robbins is the son of the founder of Baskin Robbins, and then Ocean is the grandson. So first of all is John Robbins, he actually walked away from the Baskin Robbins ice cream empire. He walked away from the whole business, whole industry, and walked away from the money. He set up his own. He used a different, very different path. It means that he is right now my mentor in this wellness journey, especially talking about food. So he lived his life, but really holistically, using food as the functional medicine to really stay very, very healthy. And then they love ocean very much. John Robbins and his wife love ocean, real ocean very much until they name Ocean as the name of their son. So it's named Ocean Robbins. So this is, both of them are really authors of a lot of books that you can go and discover. But this, let me share with you about this one. It's a Voices of the Food Revolution. It's a compilation of the 21 life-changing conversation together with all the top leaders in the industry. So this is a very, very great book that you can definitely want to delve into. Let me read to you first. It's about a sentence of one short paragraph from the introduction by both of them. You have the right to know the truth about what you eat, where it comes from, and what its impact is on your life and on the planet. The more you know, the more power you have to take meaningful action. The more you know, the better able you are to bring your food choices into alignment with your purpose and your passion. Your mind will be clearer, your heart will be more at peace, and your body will thank you for the rest of your life. This is a short paragraph from the introduction of this book. I really love it so much because this book is not just very practical, it is not just about so useful, it is also very, very inspiring and also nourishing. This is the words that I want to use for you, nourishing. After I read this book, I feel it is so nourish my soul and my mind, how I'm going to carry out my life. And as part of that, the first part of this book talk about what is the optimal diet for the human being. So I believe that a lot of you have a lot of, even you yourself or those people around you, the family members, they take a lot of pills. The pills that I want to share with you right here is the drug medication, not supplements. We talk about we talk about pills in the way of the drug, the medication. All right, the medication, whether it's a cholesterol lowering drugs or the blood pressure lowering drugs, right? All these things, all these pills that I can know it very well because previously I'm a pharmaceutical sales rep. And right now I take care of a few of the elderly family members. So I know that per month they spend how much money in the buying all the medication, all the pills. Look at that. It's like one of my aunts. She actually spent 1,000 ringgit Malaysia. I'm staying in Malaysia, so I'm using this currency, ringgit Malaysia. 1,000 per month for her medication. And these pills does not make her feel better. Does not make her feel better anyway. So one of the conversation in this book mentioned is the pill does not make you feel better. but changing the diet and changing the lifestyle makes you feel better. That is very, very important. The better you feel, the more you want to keep going to do that. That's one thing that I always, for me, when I experience, once I feel better, I want to keep going. I want to keep going and to do that. That is like a vicious cycle. And now, it's not the matter of live long. It's about the matter of live better. When you feel better about your life. So there is one of the conversation talk about telomeres. Telomeres, it's a very scientific term. Let me put it into an easier understanding way. Telomeres is the end part of our chromosome. Chromosome is our part of the structure that carries our genetic, which is our genes. The shorter the telomeres means that the shorter our lifespan, meaning that you will die earlier. All right. So we need these telomeres. These telomeres can lengthen our telomeres. So when we are very stressed, we stress out ourselves, the telomeres is very low and it causes the telomeres to be shorter. So means you live shorter lifespan. So I believe a lot of you know that I'm a girl that always share about stress management. In life, it's just like this book highlight in the conversation, talk so much about life stress. We all have stress, but knowing how to respond to the stress, how to manage it in a proper way, it is really helpful. And one of the conversation talk about the healing power of the relationship and also our intimacy relationship. And in relationship, you know that is your relationship with your family members, your friends, your spouse, your significant others. It is a very important one that really can see how this your quality of your life. So I specifically want to talk about friends today. Friends that I want to quote one sentence from the conversation. The friends that I value the most are the ones who tell me what I need to hear, not necessarily what I want to hear. Yes, just like Gideon and me, I want to highlight I cherish so much about our friendship. Look at that. Is a lot of time when I share with Gideon about what happening to me and what I did, when I do, a lot of times she tell me what I need to hear, not I want to hear. Even it's like I really appreciate so much. It's like he tell me, Gideon, you directly tell me what I need to hear. So sometimes it's very important that as a friend, we tell them honestly what they need to hear. And the plus together, I always mention about, and also from this book conversation, is about the small things that we do, what we actually eat, how we respond to stress, how much love that we give to each other, and how much exercise that we do every day that make the impactful difference in our lives. Just like remember the tortoise and the hare story. I love to share about the tortoise and the hare story every single time when I talk about me because I really love this quote from the book is slow and steady wins the race. We can tell you the risks and the benefits, the costs and the side effects, but it is always your life, your responsibility to choose what you want to go.
Yeah, I think this is like the atomic habits, right? You can
Yeah,
change slowly and slowly you will win the days. Yeah. So I heard a lot about what you say and quite eye-opening for me. But I heard a lot of people also mention about the soy, the effect, the not so good effect of soy sauce. So maybe you can tell us a little bit about that. Yeah,
yeah, the soy product.
the soy product.
Yes, because a lot of people have this misconception there's a soy product, for example, like tofu or the soya milk is not healthy, or they may have the misconception that the soy product can make us to have cancer. So in fact, soy does not increase the cancer risk. Look at that is a lot of people think that why it is so dangerous is because of that compound. It's called isoflavone. Isoflavone, this compound, has a similar structure like our hormone estrogen, female hormone. So a lot of people thought that when they eat drink, even me myself, when I was in my 20s, I have this misconception that, okay, if I drink this isoflavone, high product in high isoflavone, maybe my female hormone estrogen will increase. In fact, no, it is a wrong perception. So that is the one that I want to bring up for you, especially from this book. This is one of the conversation they talk about soy product. Together, Dr. Joel Furman. Dr. Joel Furman is also one of my mentors. He always share about G-bombs. G-bombs is an acronym of the I would say the diet that he really encouraged us to take in a daily basis. What is stand for G-bombs? G stand for greens. Greens is all the leafy greens vegetables. All right, anything, the plant, which is greens in color. Second is the B. B stand for beans. O stand for onions. Yes, you see all onions. M stand for mushroom. And then B stand for berries, all the different type of berries. S stand for seeds, all the different types of seeds. So just to give you a short acronym, this is something that you can really go into and put more into your diet. Today's session will be not too long. Definitely, I want to give you the cheese of the book, you know, that you can directly draw into and make full use of it. If you want to read, go and buy this book and read. Definitely is a great one. All right. We finish part one.
The part two is about genetic food.
Yes, because this book in the part two mentioned about how dangerous are the GMOs product. And I know that there is some benefit about GMOs, but this book in the conversation, they did mention about the dangers of having GMOs product as in our diet. Because GMOs, if you intake too much of GMOs food, it definitely can cause a lot of reproductive disorders, immune system problems, GI problems like gastrointestinal problems. It can accelerate our aging, organ damage, dysfunctional regulation of cholesterol and insulin. So this is kind of scary when I read that. So the thing is like knowing how to choose is part of that. Second, in the conversation under GMOs, they also talk about one of the very important pesticide. Very famous one, pesticide in US is called Roundup. This Roundup turned out to be linked to the birth defects, but it's also about cancer, about endocrine disruption, smaller sperm count, abnormal sperm. Together, this Roundup can kill the beneficial gut bacteria as well. So for me, I try my very best to eat organic for some of the product, because sometimes when we want to choose fully organic, it's kind of very impossible. It can be really high cost, especially your house is like you have many of them family members. It can be very high cost. But I also sharing with people how to choose which one to go for organic and which one are not if you have a budget problem. If you don't have any budget issue, by all means, go for fully organic. So this is something you can check it out. And the third part is talking about eating as if the earth matters. I know about something. You say, Joyce, I'm eating for myself. I don't care about what is environment. I don't care about the greenhouse gas. I don't care about the planet. But somehow you have the rights to know all these things. What you eat will impact the environment and also your next generation that will stay in this planet Earth. So the UNFAO, which is the United Nations Food Agriculture Organization, they actually have the report and they found out that 18% of the entire world greenhouse gas emission actually from the livestock production. The livestock production that I mentioned here is the farming of the animal that is produced for the meat, for the human consumption. It is very shockingly to know about this amount of the greenhouse gas that is emission out is more than the amount that attributed to all the cars, the trucks, the airplanes, the other modes of transportation in this planet Earth. And you know that one thing is we need to clear the forest in order to have the land for the farming of the livestock, the animal, to feed them. It's very big one. So when cattle, for example, like you know that the cattle actually produce tremendous amount of the methane. This is the larger, I would say the largest drivers of the climate change. You know, we hear so many people talking about climate change, that kind thing, the temperature is increasing year after year. If you compare 10 years previous there, 10 years before and now, how much temperature change in our world? That is one of the big things. So that is about the part 3 from this book. This book has been very eye-opening for me, especially in the part number 4, talking about humane food for compassionate world. A lot of time it's like we all, I believe, and also Jean Bauer, one of the thought leader in the book, talk about we believe that most people are humane. Most people oppose cruelty, and I believe all of us, we don't like cruelty. But in fact, a lot of people, they are kind of shield themselves, you know, from knowing what exactly happening in the farm, in the animal farming. How is the animal being treated? That's why you never see any videos or any photo pictures from the farming. It's because they don't want, the manufacturer don't want us to know. They don't want us to know exactly what exactly happened inside. They treat the animal is like so cruel. So that's why we encourage people to know exactly what we eat, actually where they come from. So that's why sometimes the bad can become the normal. What they do is so bad and it so become normal. And the normal can always turn out to be the legal thing that they do. That's why one thing that really inspired me, and I think I want to pass this message to you is, if you want to take action, the first thing that you can do is stop supporting those industry with your own money. Like you are spending your money to go and buy the food. If you want to stop the industry from doing that from the consumer perspective, you actually can stop buying the product. So they can't actually sell and they will close down. And definitely this book talk a lot on policymaker. That is another topic that we can always tune in to talk about it. As a conclusion, I want to share with you is one of the session that Kathy Preston shared is about leaning into healthier life. It's one bite at a time. Why Gideon and me love to share so many books every single two weeks time. We have one session, is because we want to create that awareness. When the awareness meet the availability, the change happen. That's it. Sometimes we have the availability resources, but we don't have the awareness. That whole thing does not move. Change does not happen. So awareness plus the availability, the change will happen. So I want to leave you with the last sentence from the book is leaning forward. We, all of us, we always works in progress. The one bite at a time matters. Yeah, that's something I'm so much in love with the book. So I highly recommend you to go and get the book and read it out from this. I know that over time you did. Any final thoughts that you want to share after?
Oh, a lot of good things, good advice, and I don't want the listener to feel too hard or too pressure, but you can take one step at a time, like what you say, one bite at a time. Do small thing first, and then slowly you can do more, right?
Yes, please, one bite at a time. Normally, for me, I don't say one bite at a time. I say one meal at a time. If you can control your breakfast, start with that first. Then after that, add more your lunch and then your dinner. Okay, so let me know and let me and Gideon know what is your aha moment in the comment section below, and we're going to see you in our next